Hey, welcome back to Zombie Tactics. Today we're doing another press check of a handgun. Today we're taking a look at the Springfield XD series. In this case, the XD40. They also make a XDM series, which is similar, probably a little bit more of an upgrade model, but we're just taking a look at the XDs today. As I said, this one's chambered in 40 Smith & Wesson, and that's why it's called the XD40. You can probably read that there. It's also available, this same general design is available in 9mm, 45 caliber ACP, and 357 SIG. It's available in this model here and a compact model. It's also available in a longer, I guess they're calling it the tactical model with a 5-inch slide and barrel. This is the 4-inch model, which is they refer to as the duty model or the service model. Pretty basic pistol design, very Glock-like, of course, as everybody tries to copy Glock, it seems. You know, polymer design, an all-metal steel upper or frame or slide, as you would call it, and of course a polymer lower or frame of the gun. The magazine release is where you'd expect it. It has the bladed trigger that we've all come to know and love, and you know, that keeps you from pulling the trigger if you accidentally got on it sideways with a piece of cloth or something like that. So overall, pretty good design for the gun. Very nice takedown levers type situation. I actually like this better than Glock's. Kind of a bulky slide on this, and that has an interesting story about it. If you were to compare this to a Glock, and I don't have my Glock handy right now, you'd find that the bore axis, which is the level that the bore rides above where your hand would ordinarily hold the gun, is a little higher on this than it would be on a Glock, and that's led some people to say, well, it'll be less accurate, there'll be more recoil. I don't find that to be the case, probably because this has a double recoil spring in it, and also because this heavy slide tends to absorb a lot of that recoil. A Glock firing in 40 Smith & Wesson to me tends to be a bit pushy and a bit snappy. This is a very smooth firing 40 caliber gun. I actually tend to shoot it better than Glocks. You know, it's a basic design. Your basic ordinary sight arrangement comes with it. A few features that are interesting to this pistol are when the gun is cocked, you do get this little button that comes out at the end here, and you could feel that in the dark to tell that the gun is cocked and ready to fire. Now, of course, this gun has no ammunition in it right now, no rounds in it, but if we were to load it up real quick, and I'm going to be doing this with live rounds, and you can drop the slide whatever way you want, I don't care, I'm going to do it this way for this video with my ultra-long thumbnail. And you also have a loaded chamber indicator. You can kind of see how that's sticking up here a little bit, and that's another thing that you're supposed to be able to use tactily to find out that the gun's loaded, in case you do something like, well, I'm gonna rack the slide and unload my gun, and you do it in the wrong order, so you remove the magazine after you rack the slide. Oh, there's still one in here. I wouldn't ever trust a loaded chamber indicator to indicate that there's not a round in here. Just because this is not up doesn't mean we're safe. We always want to do a manual safety check of that pistol to make sure that there's not a round in the chamber. However, it is the kind of thing that after you think you've done everything, you know, before you put that gun away, maybe store it for a while unloaded because it's not a gun you're currently using. You know, if you feel along the top there, and you do feel that, it might be something that to get you to do a last little check and go, oh, wait, crap, I really didn't do that right. As I said, the trigger safety, the internal safety is very similar to a Glock. We also have the addition of a backstrap safety, or a grip safety, as some people will call it. Now, this has been a subject of some controversy. Some people don't like it. They say that it makes the gun difficult to operate. I don't find that if you get a decent combat grip or a decent crush grip on this gun, that's a problem, and you shouldn't be operating this gun anyway unless you can get a decent grip on it. I've worked this one-handed, off-handed, every possible way, and it doesn't seem any more difficult to me to operate than any other gun. You just get the grip on the gun the way you're supposed to, and it'll operate just fine. There was a problem, and I'll demonstrate what the problem would have been. There was a problem with earlier designs that once you've got the slide pulled back, and obviously the grip safety was engaged, that if you then dropped the slide without having that engaged, like in some fashion, that you could actually lock up the whole gun with an earlier design. And that was a crappy design, and that's part of the reason why this pistol is thought to be, in a general sense, maybe less reliable than some other brands. That design feature, or problem, whatever you want to call it, has been since fixed. You can see that I did that just here. You know, boom, hand off the safety, drop the slide, however you do it, and it's not locking up the gun. It was a bad problem. You'd have to send the thing back to the factory to get it fixed with the older design. They've since fixed that, and I think this gun is generally as reliable as any auto pistol in its price range. That is about it for the XD40. Not much to tell. If you're familiar with Glocks, if you're familiar with other auto pistols, this is a very similar design, and will do a good job for you. They tend to be a little lower priced than Glocks, and they tend to come with a lot of stuff. They give you a cheap holster, and they give you a cheap magazine carrier, and they give you a bunch of junk in the package. And so for that reason, it's kind of a good value. I think it's a good shooting gun. I think it's a good value for your money if it fits your hand right. Not a problem with this gun at all. That's the XD series from Springfield, available in 40 caliber, as I showed here today, and also 45 ACP, 9mm, and 357 SIG. If you're looking for a good gun, this might be your choice. Check it out. That's Zombie Tactics for today, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.